don't get markled, how they divide and conquer. Welcome to another episode of Dissecting Dating and Divorce. We are not dating coaches, so if you're looking for information on how to pick up women, this is not the channel for you. We provide men with warning signs to navigate dating, mating, and marriage. If you're unaware of who these two people are on the screen, that is Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, the Prince and Duchess of Sussex. Markle was previously married to an actor and producer, Trevor Ingleson, from 2011 until their divorce in 2013. Harry was never married until he met Meghan. They married and she became the Duchess of Sussex in May of 2018. They had a son named Archie, May of 2019. And in 2020, the couple announced their intention to step back from their senior roles in the royal family and to become more financially independent. According to some sources, senior royals, that position, they work full-time for the monarchy, representing Queen Elizabeth at various engagements and acting as the face of the monarchy, both at home and overseas. So let me break this down for you fellas. Essentially, this young man has quit his high-paying job, separated from his inner family, and friends, and they are actually moving across seas. They will be living in Canada or the US for the most part. So she's basically shaken up his world within 2 years of getting married. And he is unaware of what is happening. Let me explain to you what I mean. Men build. We build roads, houses, communities, nations, etc. Women consume. Now that's not a statement saying that men are good or women are bad or vice versa. It's simply a statement of fact. And when building, men must lead. At this point, Harry is allowing himself to be led, and he is in a period of consumption. This will not end well for him, because once Meghan is done consuming, he will be discarded. That is our topic today in Dissecting Dating and Divorce. So let's break this down. Harry is about to get markled. What does markle mean? I'm sure you're wondering. To be set up in a manner to strip you away from your family, friends, and your finances. Let's use it in a sentence, gentlemen. She markled her way to millions while disrupting many lives on her path to inner peace. This is a good example because when women markle men, they don't think that they're doing anything wrong. As a matter of fact, what they're looking for is happiness for themselves. And who does not want happiness for themselves? So what I would say is, if you find yourself being markled, don't be mad at women. The one thing I hate is men that blame women for decisions that they make. What we're here to do is help you find the warning signs so that you can make better decisions. So there are 3 ways you can be markled. 3 warning signs to watch out for. The first, they force you away from your family, from your friends. They force you away from your friends. It's been reported that Harry has a lot of childhood friends. Some of them are very different from him. One is a club promoter and they have various lifestyles. But the one thing that they have in common is that they've been friends through thick and thin. That is, up until the point that he got married. The Daily Mail even reported on some of this activity. Here's an article. It says, was Prince Harry's friend overhaul? You like the way they worded that? It's a friend overhaul. An early warning sign. How royal froze out old pals like former wingman Tom Inskip and Prince Louis's godfather Guy Pelly as he built his life with Meghan. Now, if you look at some of these bullet points here, Duke and Duchess of Sussex will spend less time in the UK once they step down. This means they'll grow even further apart from friends. Harry is said to have grown apart from his inner circle since meeting Meghan. If you look further down in this article, it says, reports have emerged over recent years that suggest Harry and Meghan have slowly weakened ties with the prince's old crowd of drinking buddies as they drew closer to the likes of Serena Williams and George and Amal Clooney. You see, the shift is happening subtly, and even if you look at the way they worded it in this article, they label his old friends as simply drinking buddies. What has happened is any friends that she had no association with must be discarded, And the new friends must be either her friends or joint friends. This is one of the first warning signs that you're about to be markled. So gentlemen, let me ask you a question. Has your girlfriend ever approached you regarding some of your friends, saying that you're too good to hang around this person? Or, I don't like your friend Tom because he has too many women. Or, I don't like your friend Jeremy because he's not going anywhere in life. And for some random reason, she finds a way to discredit your friendship with all of your friends. It starts slowly. She may even accuse some of your friends of hitting on her. And the way she does it is so slick, you start to question your friendships with them as well. This is how she begins to separate you from your friends. Because let's face it, at certain points in life, your friends are actually a little bit closer to you than your family. So this is one thing that you must watch out for. If a prince is falling for it, surely we lowly paupers can fall for it too. So the first warning sign is when she forces you away from your friends. The next warning sign is she will find a way to separate the family. You remember all those Thanksgivings and Christmases and other holidays when you would split your time between your family and her family. And then over the years, she would start saying things like, I don't like the way your mom treats me, or your sister always looks at me strange, or why do we have to go to your family's house all the time, even though you know in your head that you've rotated 1 year at your house, 1 year at her house. And so then you start to part ways with your mother and or your father. Then sometimes your brother and your sister. Then it gets to the point where your poor grandparents don't even get to see their great-grandchildren, or your parents don't get to see their grandchildren once you have kids. This is all done systematically. It's planned and it's calculated. Let's just take a look. Again, the Daily Mail. Inside the royal crisis, Rebecca English reveals how the Queen was forced to phone Harry to ask his Christmas plans. How palace aides pleaded with him to be patient, and the rage as the royals learned the truth from television. You see, the Queen wanted to know if Harry was coming home for Christmas. Harry was avoiding her because he was afraid to broach the subject. The subject was his wife did not want to visit. He was torn between his family and his wife, so he just simply avoided his family. Because if he didn't keep peace in his household, then his household would become chaotic. So at this point, she's forced him away from his friends by telling him that they were losers and he could do better than them. He's found a way to separate him from his family. She didn't want to visit on holidays, and now she's splitting her time between the UK and Canada or the US. Now, this story is quite unique because if you think about it, when she signed up to be a part of the royal family, she knew what she was getting into. She knew what the duties and responsibilities were. And now all of a sudden, she wants to renege on those duties and responsibilities. So let's look at the third way you might get markled. She will mess with your finances. And you don't have to be rich in order for her to mess with your finances. As a matter of fact, the amount of money you have does not matter. Have you heard the old saying? What's yours is mine, and what's mine is mine. Let's take a look at this story. Again, another article from the Daily Mail. So much for being financially independent. UK taxpayers will still pay Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's $600,000 a year security. £600,000, I stand corrected, and £130 travel costs, while they get £2.3 million a year from Prince Charles's duchy. Okay. Now, I said earlier that they were moving and splitting their time between the UK and Canada or the US. So that travel cost is actually going to increase. That security cost, it's going to increase. The $2.3 million Harry will still get, but we'll get into that in just one moment. Let's look at the bullet points. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry said that they are stepping back from their duties. They also claim to be losing access to sovereign grants shared by the Queen. But if they continue royal duties, their travel is covered from the $83 million pot. If you look at that last bullet point, refurbishment on Frogmore Cottage, that is the home that they live in, that the taxpayers are footing the bill for to have it renovated. Millions of pounds have been spent so far, and they estimate millions more to go. So much for being financially independent. But let's look at this breakdown also from the Daily Mail that gives us a good accounting for who has what. And I'll tell you why this is important after we break this down. So in her role, if you look on the right-hand side, she was an actor. She played in a show called Suits. It's actually a very good show. $37,000 per episode is what she got. They averaged about 10 episodes per season, so about $400,000 per year is what she was making from that. Film acting roles, she netted $270,000, and her lifestyle blog that she shut down was garnering about $61,000 per year. Her total net worth is estimated to be about $4 million. Take a look at Harry. He has a sovereign grant. The amount is unknown, but it's estimated that his is about $2 million this year. He has another income source of $2.3 million. Pounds. I keep saying dollars, but it's pounds. And his inheritance from his mother, $20 million. His inheritance from Queen Mother, $7 million. His net worth is estimated to be $30 million. So now he's stepping away from his duties. Some of them actually help generate this income. Which one of these would be your best choice from a financial standpoint? For her to follow him or for him to follow her? I think we all know the answer. He has the higher net worth, but what you will see over the years is his net worth will begin to fall because he will not be bringing in as much as he once was. As a matter of fact, there are several articles on the Daily Mail where they discuss how several royals in the past have tried to start businesses that have failed, partially because of their royal duties and partially because they were pulled in so many different directions because of who they are. What I'm saying here is there's some bad decision making going on, and Harry is not being a leader, he is being led. Have you heard the old saying, until death tear us part? This is what is happening here. How many of you gentlemen know a man who is married, who works 2, maybe even 3 jobs, pays the bills in his household? He has a wife. She works. Her money goes towards whatever she wants it to go towards. Now, as soon as that man hits a rough spot, loses 1 or 2 of his jobs, she is pressuring him to find work fast, instead of contributing the money that was or is her disposable income. You see this a lot. I have one buddy who works, he has 2 jobs, and he cycles his time through both of those. He's a store manager at one, and he's an employee at night stocking at the other. He pays for everything in his household except the cable bill. That is his wife's responsibility. She has a full-time job as a nurse assistant. He recently lost one of those jobs, and his wife refused to contribute to the household. You see, you will be markled, and first she will try to force you away from your friends. Your friends will try to talk sense into you, and she will tell you that they are toxic. She will tell you that they cannot be trusted. She will say that she does not like them, or she will even accuse some of them of hitting on her. She will find a way to separate you from your family. Your family loves you, and in theory, when you marry someone, the families should come together. Will it be perfect? No, of course not. Then she will find a way to mess up your finances. This is just natural. In general, men produce, women consume. This is not to disparage anyone. This is just a fact. If you recognize what is going on, you can make better decisions. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Dissecting Dating and Divorce. If there are any topics that you'd like for us to cover, send us an email and we'll cover them. Be careful out there.